I'm at a friend's house. I'm using his PC,
Hell
so
yeah.
I'm running on something way more
Man's
powerful than
on a
mine.
mobile rig and it sounds good today, bro. So he threw away his
Like,
Apple AirPods, man. And he was like, nah,
Fucking
not today. I
finally.
got the
yeah,
DSLR
yes. Oh
XLR
God.
microphone with, I don't
Oh
know what's
no.
going on with your camera.
Oh, I don't know either. It looks absolutely amazing, by the way. Let me fix this real quick.
Wow. Man's brighter than the sun. Is that the
For
sun in the background?
real.
He's got a.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
invited
for
the
God damn!
sun. We invited the sun from the sources into our podcast.
I didn't know
today,
you
so he's
had
just
God
telling
in
them.
your room.
of course, bro. Hold up.
He said he was
God
doing it at a friend's house. He's
damn.
in heaven, bro. You didn't say that. You didn't
Exactly,
mention
bro.
Yeah.
that.
I'm sitting here with a 2060 in between my legs. I don't know what to think right now.
That's what she said,
God,
bro. Come on.
Yeah, for real.
Aura, you became so American, you swapped races.
And before we get this too confusing for those popping into the stream, welcome back to AdviColor. We just got started a little more chaotic today because we had some family shit going on. At least I did, and decided to push things back because family is important. As much as I hate them, it is good to spend some quality time with them every once in a while, and we don't do that too often. So I figured, I got to, bro. I can't skip out none of this one. So. Everybody makes sacrifices for their family, in the spirit of, I guess, in the spirit of just being kind, to other members of your family. But that brings us to today's topic. We were thinking about like siblings and roommates and people you have to deal with on a regular basis. Would it be better if you saw them like once a week, or would you hate them if you spent more time with them?
I'm not sure.
I-
It depends.
I feel
I
like
mean,
I guess I should ask. I should ask each of you one at a time, and you can share your thoughts. That way, we can not talk over each other too much. We used to have Slate East was really good at like organizing it, so we should invite him. He might
it's
pop in
fine. I'll
later.
be the substitute. I'll be the substitute.
Actually, yeah, we'll have Riley go first. Did you have any thoughts on that?
Well, since I'm a single child, because I'm always single, a hot minute area, hit me up.
Well, do you ever? Okay, so you're a single
I've
child.
never had roommates or anything.
But have
So,
you had
I
like a
think-
friend that like would everyone? I feel like everyone's had this experience, and if you haven't, it was probably you. But you ever had this friend that would shadow you everywhere, never leave you alone? You ever had
I
that?
mean, I am the friend that shadows you everywhere.
Yeah.
It's that clingy friend, but it's like you don't want to hurt their feelings, but like they need you need some space, my man. Like you need a backup.
Well,
Like
I
I guess
don't know.
some
Me
people.
personally,
I guess some people are clingy, but I guess so interesting.
yeah, me
Well, you haven't
personally,
had
I
it.
am the shadowy friend because
Okay.
attachment issues. Let's go. But I've been to many, camps, and I went to like schools or clubs to other countries. So I'm pretty used to having like roommates for about a week or two. And oh man, do I have some horror stories, but that's for later.
Gee.
Oh boy, we might dig into those. That reminds me, like if you know, like you don't like. I guess I have a bunch of acquaintances that I'm not really friends with, but every once in a while I'll see them, and sometimes they'll stick with me, which is kind of unusual. Is that normal? Like if you're the only person they know, that they just stick with you and not like, or is that just an antisocial thing?
It just means that they kind of like you. You know?
I think it's both like kind of liking you, but also like depending on you to make sure they don't,
Die.
maybe like we all have that
I
one
guess
friend.
it's fair if like that's the only you're the only person they know at like an event. It's fair if they hang out with you, but you gotta socialize a bit. But it's hard. I definitely prefer like hanging out with my select group of people. Like if there's a bunch of people that I feel like I'm gonna be out of touch with, like they're not in my age group or they're massively like there's a big age gap. I'll tend to hang out with people that are more, I guess, like me. Which I think that's fair, but sometimes I'll socialize. Basically, it depends on how I'm feeling that day. If I'm feeling real social, I'll go for it. If I'm not, I'll just hang with I'll take a breather, take a chill pill, just hang with the ghoulies. let him hang around. I think I
Oh,
don't know if that's common for
yeah.
a lot of people, but I feel perfectly fine doing
Nah,
that.
I only have
No,
my
no.
select group of people, man.
Oh yeah, you got the squad, the ride or dies.
The
I got
boys.
4 idiots,
Hell yeah.
and they
Um,
do their best.
They do their
um,
best.
Been
okay,
there.
moving on. Since we're straying a
No,
bit
no, no,
off
no, no.
topic
No,
here.
no, no. Let's not move on from that because
No,
let's
no,
face it.
no. Rage was about to go
Everything
next.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I
We
haven't
I'm
wanted
moved
to
on
hear
done.
yet.
his thoughts. I'm
I
sure he
am
has some.
done.
I'm sure Rage has some very interesting insights he can share with us here.
I have a I have a brother and sister, but we're getting technical about it. It's my stepbrother and half sister from my dad's second marriage,
Okay.
and to be honest, I understand people who who think they prefer to be an only child because they think siblings are nightmares, and they are. I don't deny that fact. They are bloody nightmares. But believe me, it is life is just way more entertaining with siblings because
Is it?
you always have someone to catch on crap with. You know what I mean? Like you're never riding alone. You always have someone to be like, hey, let's do something stupid.
It also teaches you
They got your
revenge.
back, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, and you always have someone to help like cover your ass.
Hell
And
yeah.
things like that. Like
That's
the only thing you
nice.
don't like sharing the space and the shenanigans that happen whenever you
Oh yeah.
catch on nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a middle child on my when I'm
Ah.
Oh, same here.
Were you
yeah.
forgotten?
Yeah, so no, I wasn't forgotten. Thank God. We only
Oh.
three we
He's
only three
hurt.
we're only 3 kids, so I wasn't
Middle
forgotten.
childs, I feel like, are the most mature because they had to deal with, shit from older people as well as shit from younger people. So they
Yeah,
like have a
and
really wide spectrum of like
I
learning to
I
deal with
I
people of different ages and groups.
yeah.
I wouldn't I
I
wouldn't say
definitely
they're
feel like they're
specifically more
they're
mature, just more
But they also
tolerant.
tend to have a lot less confidence in themselves, which is not good.
Oh no,
you,
that's
you
definitely
know
true.
So if you could
you
trade some of the confidence that only childs have and give it to the middle child, I feel like we'd have a lot more awesome, interesting people in the world.
yeah, probably possible.
Yeah,
But
probably,
that's just
but
my
at the same
opinion.
time,
Who gives a shit? Somebody could have a completely different opinion. Who knows?
Like for me,
I
I'm the oldest of
Damn.
yeah. Technically,
God
I have
damn.
like 3 other siblings,
Okay, all right,
but
okay.
two don't live with me, and I only live with the other one.
Yeah,
And
you got
I
sick of
always
him,
feel
had to
like the
kick him
middle
out, eh?
child. Well, no. My parents are divorced, so like
Okay.
2 came from my biological father, 1 came
Mm,
from my mother. So it kind of falls underneath that.
yeah. Did you ever
It's
feel
kind of
like
weird.
you miss them a bit? Like it's kind of like there's an empty
Yeah,
space.
yeah.
It's
I
kind of.
haven't seen them in
Christ, Joe.
I
That's how I would
like
feel.
here's the
You're
thing.
asking the deep questions today.
I haven't seen them in 6, 7 years.
Damn.
Long time. It's been a while. Last time I saw
I
them
can kind of relate.
is like my stepbrother. He's 8, and here I am 16.
Oh dang.
I
Oh, so
I I
you're.
met him. I met him whenever I was like 10. So it's
Oh.
uh,
been a solid 6, 7 years maybe.
So next time you see
well,
them, he's gonna be like taller than you or some shit.
Oh, he is. He is. I know he is.
No,
oh,
I've seen
I
him next to
totally
my
called that.
biological father. My biological father
Oh my
is like
goodness.
he's 6'4", and
Wow.
he's taller than him. He's gonna be a giant.
Dang, man's about to be in the National Basketball Association. You better
Wait,
you better stay
or
in touch, man. Maybe he can hook you up, man.
And maybe he
wait,
can.
Oris.
Hell
Aura,
yeah.
you're telling me that not only you look like a member of the Stranger Things cast, but you also have a family so big that it's perfect for a sacred
Giants.
backstory.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You're a
And then
goddamn
there's me
superhero
who
in the
got like
making.
capped at 5'10". So
That sucks.
I don't know.
How old
I
are you?
might get taller here. I am 16.
Oh, you got a couple growth spurts ahead of you, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I think I have 4 more years of like growing maybe
I
if
would
I'm
say
lucky.
7 minimum. You get
Probably.
maybe
Or
2 or 3 growth spurts, or I guess seasons from then.
Or as someone with divorced parents as well, I understand.
He gets
It
it.
doesn't really bother
Yeah.
me. I just kind of talk about it whenever it comes up.
Yeah.
It's something I
No,
have
no,
to talk about. It's part of me.
Yeah.
yeah. For me, the suckiest part is that it wasn't particularly mutual. It wasn't a particularly mutual breakup.
Mm.
That's the most annoying part. And the thing is, it's not even like eventually over the years as it builds up, it changes from like that frustration and or anger to just like, why the hell? Like I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, you just end up don't caring about the reason as to why they broke up. And at
Mhm.
sometimes you wonder, how in the hell did these two people even like stay in the same room at one
Yeah.
point?
Oh
It's
yeah.
like people worry when couples argue, but it's more of a problem when they're indifferent and they don't argue. That's how
Mhm.
you know.
Why is that
rough.
more of a
It's
problem?
Because if you're not willing to, if you just give up, you don't care, you don't actually worry about solving that problems, that means you're already past the point of trying to fix
Oh.
things. Does that make sense?
I thought you meant for like just making just regular decision making,
Oh, no, no,
not
no, no.
actual like
Absolutely not.
arguing.
Yeah. Well, that
Oh,
too.
you
There's a healthy way and unhealthy way, and the unhealthy way will lead to indifference because you'll just get, sick of, exploding all the time and not being able to deal with the emotions properly. It's
I
rough.
think the unhealthy way of doing it is whenever like a couple's arguing and they go off topic of the actual problem and they start
Mhm.
attacking about other problems and or the person.
You gotta
Like,
make it
for
playful.
example,
If it's not playful, it can get out of hand. You gotta, and since
Yeah.
it stops being playful, you gotta take a break.
No, I don't mean make it playful. I mean like, for example, like let's say for example, you
I guess I
like
should be
you
more
were
specific.
yeah, like more specific would be you were supposed to wash the dishes, for example, right? But then all of a sudden your friend phones you. He's like, "Hey, I got that part that you wanted for your security system. Do you want me to come through and install it?" And now you go start installing it, but you still haven't washed up.
This is a very specific
And now they're like,
scenario.
Yeah. Why
Yeah.
is it so specific?
So I was at the coordinate
happened
71
before,
north,
Has this
3
happened
miles from
before?
shore, and then all of a sudden, I
No,
don't mean to
that's
interrupt. I
exactly
just thought that was humorous.
no, this
Oh
is actually
man, what?
this hasn't happened. This hasn't happened. This is actually off the
Okay.
cuff.
So this is okay.
And then,
Brace.
and then they're like, "Well, why didn't you wash up?" And then instead of being like, "Oh yeah, no, person brought this through. I thought this was more important at the time." You're then like, "Well, why didn't you do the washing earlier today?" For
Mm.
example.
So when you feel like it's more of an attack and you have to defend yourself, so you defend yourself instead of actually trying to resolve, the confusion.
Yeah, you take it more as an attack rather than just a question. Like you feel like the question itself is an attack rather than just a basic question. Like if someone were to ask you, "Hey, why didn't you put fuel in the car earlier?" Instead of being like, "Oh yeah, I should have done that. Maybe. Yeah, I forgot." You then like, "Well, I choose when I want to put fuel in my car. It's my money."
Mm.
It's like that's not the point.
It's just
It's
being
just a
very
question.
defensive. That's kind
Yeah.
of the way I see it. I don't know if everyone will see it that way, but to me that seems immature. Like that seems like something a child would do. Like if you asked a kid, "Okay, did you clean your room?" Like, "Did you clean your room?" That's like the kind of
Yeah.
response you would expect to hear. And
Bro, that's what
what
I do.
happens when kids both interact? That kids fight. Kids attack each other.
Of course.
They're little demons like anybody else. They don't have that maturity, and I see like a lot of people grow up physically, but not mentally. Like they don't mature, and so they take that with them into adulthood. And there's a number of reasons. Maybe it's their fault, maybe it isn't. But I guess the point of the matter is that they take that into adulthood, and then you have these adults who are immature, and things just don't work out. It's not good for anybody.
Yeah.
It's rough.
I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that, especially with some people who believe that
This
like
is taking a
whoever-
dark turn.
really is.
I'm sorry
Oh,
about
yeah,
We're
this
that.
is
going
really
we're
good stuff
going
on
downhill
topic.
very, very fast.
I guess yeah, the topic was like siblings, and yeah, the topic of family comes up, and
Mhm.
you know we went to talking about
And
parents
then we go
and relationships, and
straight down.
then we started talking
Okay.
about bad relationships, and I understand it's rough. I do prefer
Anyway,
to
let's
focus on more positive things. So, how about our next question? We find something good or positive that we can just like. What is something you couldn't live without that your family provides for you, or something that you really appreciate?
Toilet paper.
Company.
And we'll
Company.
start.
Oh,
We'll start
I
with
have
Riley again.
well, you know what? Fuck. I am not prepared for this.
Do it.
We can
I
totally
am
go to the
not.
next person
Okay.
if you're not ready. It's no pressure.
I guess that support
Oh,
is
that's a good
very
one. That's
important.
really good.
However, I like to touch on something real quick. And I know this is a bit dark, but this needs to be addressed.
Oh,
Mhm.
John's here. Hey, John.
A lot of families are different, and
John is not here.
if
What you
you
just
are in a situation
what the
Wait,
where
man?
your
It's
family
hallucinating. What?
is
I'm sorry to
Riley
interrupt.
said John.
No,
What?
John's not here. What? Are you okay, Double? Are you
No,
high?
Riley said I gotta ask John something.
No,
He's
I
Twitter
said
pated.
I
All
gotta
right.
address something.
Oh,
Oh
I
my
heard John.
God.
Sorry.
Okay,
You,
yep,
you,
Who the hell is John?
let's
I
go.
thought
John
Let's
We all know
Mama?
continue.
John.
I thought
John
John
Mama
just
is
like
here?
appeared in your closet or something. You look over, he's just like, oh hey, John.
John Cena.
Oh, John, the
Da-da-da-da.
Battle Frog John. I thought he was
Hell
here.
yeah. Oh, the vocal actor. Oh.
Oh
Yes.
him.
No,
I
he's
haven't
not
seen
here
him
today.
in
He
a
should
minute.
be though. What the frick is he? He's probably doing homework.
Where is
As
everyone?
as I was saying, and this is apparent because of recent events that have happened within our little circle. If you are in a situation where your family is less than ideal, just know it will get better and you will get out of it.
Mm, that's true. That's very true. Especially what comes to mind is like people get really focused and fixated on bad times and they kind of fall into depression. But I guess the fact of the matter is, even though that you're going through a bad time in life and it may be bad right now and it may be almost unbearable, it's like that's temporary.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
the good thing about that is temporary, but also on the flip side, now that we're speaking of more negative things, positive times are also fleeting and temporary. So you need to appreciate them when the good things happen, because those won't be around forever either. I was just, I don't know. I'm just sorry to drop that insight onto y'all, but that's
I mean,
just what came to my mind.
It
Now look at
it
us
got
giving
so
advice.
silent so
Fresh
quickly.
and Fit podcast, we're coming for you.
All right,
Hell yeah, we're taking your place, declaration of war.
all right, Rage, did
We're
you have
coming
any?
after you, Joe.
I guess. So yeah, we're not going down the line. Rage, is there anything you particularly appreciate about your family? Is Rage here?
Rage
Might have
is
just-
here.
might have
Rage, I
might
know
have-
is fucking here.
He might have disconnected or is muted or something.
Earth
You
Rage.
could say he rage
Earth
quitted.
Rage. I don't think it's coming back.
I'm not gonna. You know,
Well,
I'm gonna
I
sink
guess
into
I'll
this
just
now.
go next then. So,
Okay.
I used to be actually pretty ungrateful to my parents. I guess growing up as a kid, I did not understand like the way they thought about things, and it kind of like I definitely saw a lot of hypocrisy and like, just kind of clashed with them a lot. Like, I don't know. That's probably why I'm really good at arguing, because I used to argue with my parents like 24/7. It was
Yeah.
bad, and then I guess I grew up and matured and got to a point where I realized that I was really focusing on like the negative things in life, and that's probably why I got to such a point where I was unhappy with the way things were, and eventually I don't know, I think it was I started getting into like self improvement, self help, self development stuff, like meditation, like crazy shit. I was just trying anything to like try and improve the way life was for me as a person. And I remember just like learning about the idea of gratitude. Like everyone knows, okay, gratitude, that means to be thankful. But not a lot of people actually apply that to their life. So I tried applying it like, okay, one of the recommendations was, oh, write down 5 things you're grateful for every day. And I used to do that.
Yeah.
And every once in a while I would genuinely feel grateful, but it felt more like a chore after a while. So I stopped doing it. And then I looked into things that were more meaningful. And then I remember getting challenged by this one thing I read that was like, write down all the things you could be grateful for to your parents or to your family. And then when you're comfortable, go ahead and tell them. So that's exactly what I did. I took a moment and thought, well, my parents took good care of me. They helped me learn a lot of things. Made sure I made it this far. Really invested a lot of their time, and then I started seeing things more from like their perspective. So I saw, okay, well, they actually sacrificed a lot to get me where I am today. So I remember that I got to the point where I decided to read that letter that I wrote letter of gratitude to them, and that I say that was like life changing for our relationships, because then I went from being like a bratty kid who didn't understand his parents to being a lot more mature and them kind of understanding my viewpoint a little bit more. So now like our relationship has never been better. So that's one thing I guess to sum up, the thing I appreciate most about my family is the relationships I have with my parents right now. Like it's never been better. And like they still get on my nerves. Like we still have misunderstandings, but I think the big difference is that now they know that I'm actually grateful, for what they've done. So they're a little, I guess, more understanding now and like more willing to listen to what I have to say. And I think that's great. I think that's awesome.
Aw.
You know what?
That's sweet.
This really reminds me. I think I know what I truly appreciate about my mom specifically, and that is communication.
Damn.
The
That's-
fact that me and my mom are basically, we both trust each other to some things that arguably some other families would deem inappropriate to talk to your child. And I talked to my mom about a lot of the stuff from my life. So I feel like because we are both very communicative and we're both honest to each other, we can have a closer bond.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Sometimes my
Dad.
mom just doesn't feel like my mom. She just feels like a way closer friend. And
Yeah.
I know that for some people that's like, oh, your parents should be your friends, but I don't care. This is what worked for us.
Well, they're right in a sense of like they're not like your buddy. They're not like your partner in crime, so to speak. That's what they mean. But it's okay to have a good, fun loving relationship with them. Like it doesn't have to be hard, and you don't have to be again at each other's throats all the time. Like it's nice to actually have someone understand your point of view and have your back. Rage, are you back with us?
Yeah, no, I've returned. I've returned. I just
Awesome.
had to attend to a call for help.
Oh.
Anyway,
Super rage.
So yeah, we were going over like what we appreciate about our family or situation, and you weren't here when we asked you the question. So circle back to Rage
Okay.
if you have anything that you'd like to share.
If I had to say what I'm grateful for my family with is sort of the lessons that can be learned from my family. Like I don't think there's many questions I would be able to ask that I would have that I don't think I could ask someone for an answer. And I do think that is, I'm in a pretty privileged position, so to say, where I could just go to someone and be like, hey, listen, there's this thing I would like to try and do. Do you know anyone, or have you tried it? Do you have any advice on this thing? Because my family, like overall, is very, very diverse in what they've done across like everyone.
Wow, it's like an encyclopedia right there. You have
Mhm.
easy,
Yeah,
great
that's
communication. That's awesome.
I know I know it sounds like rather, how do you say, materialistic to say it, like, yeah, I appreciate them for the experiences and advice I can get from them, but genuinely I do think that's a great thing about them.
Yeah, and that
Yeah, you
they're there
can't
for
buy
you,
knowledge.
right?
Yeah.
So cool. So we're getting to double now since I went earlier. Is there
Ooh.
anything you particularly appreciate or don't appreciate about your family?
I appreciate how tolerable they are.
How tolerable. So like they put up with your shit.
Yeah.
That's good.
Wow.
That's
Especially when I'm
actually
blasting,
Wow.
yeah,
That
when
is
I blast my
amazing.
music at fucking at like 11
that
at
is a
night.
very good attribute, I must say. Not everybody has that for sure.
I
Yeah.
got 6 people in one house at any given time.
Oh.
Wow.
So I get a lot of insight from different points of views and different perspectives
Ah.
of life.
Mm.
Most of it's a bunch of bullshit, but you know, a
Master of
good
all
majority
trades.
is actually like helpful.
That's
And
good.
I try to apply that as much to life, but I got nothing to give except thanks. I mean, I'm a dick to people at sometimes. I get it, but I only do it for the funny.
Yeah.
Like,
Understandable.
Oh,
there's like
I
I
know what you mean. I know what you mean.
yeah. I like to
It's
call myself a wishy-washy asshole.
Oh, no.
Like I'm an asshole, but I don't know
You're
what
like
I'm
one
being
of
an
those
asshole
people.
about.
Dude, are,
No,
are, are are you
no,
talking
no,
like
no.
Mr. Wishy Wash from like Family Guy or something?
You don't know what wishy-washy means? It means like you're undecisive yet.
Like
You're like
spineless.
there's
Indecisive.
Oh,
yeah.
Indecisive.
I
okay,
was just
okay.
Yeah.
thinking of the goddamn Pokemon.
No.
No.
That's
No. You
him.
see, now, you see,
No.
what I think you have there, right, is you're like that. You're like those people who, when they who like when they are at work with people, you talk shit to show your love to them.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
if you're talking shit, if you're talking crap with him, then they know.
But you're
Nah,
like
he
making
likes
jokes,
me.
right?
Yeah,
Nah, I
yeah.
just talk shit.
It's all fun and games. Yeah, it's nice to have that kind of relationship as well. You know, when you're that comfortable with people to be able to do that. It's great.
Yeah.
Now, next we have Aura. Is there anything you
Oh.
particularly appreciate about your situation with your family?
Yeah. You know, it's kind of the same thing with Double, but the fact that there's always someone at the house, right? I
Yeah.
always have company somewhere.
Mm. That's good.
Like, yeah. And it's definitely something with like same thing like what Double said. I'm on Discord at like 3 a.m. some nights, and I'm screaming my head off, and they don't say anything next morning. I don't know if the walls were extremely thick in our house or something.
They just put up
But
with your shit.
that's why I've been trying to like figure out is like, do they just really love me a bunch, or
Yeah.
That's
am I
just a
just really
roar being
lucky to
crazy
live in that?
again.
Am
But
I
I know
am
for
I
a fact
am I
my walls are thin as hell. So I don't
right?
know
And
how they're
that's the
keeping
thing.
up, how they're like just putting up
That's
with
the
it.
thing. The friend's
Unless
house
you
I'm
have
at right
soundproofing,
now.
everyone can hear that shit.
I don't.
That's the thing. I've thought about getting soundproofing for my room because I hear everything from the kitchen. 'Cause my room borders the kitchen with like the wall and whatnot.
Oh
So
man.
like I hear everything. I want to get
Oh,
sound
you
padding
hear
for it.
everything, and you wonder if they hear everything.
Yeah, like
They
that's
hear it for
like
sure,
some
100%.
like some nights they wake up and they come downstairs like, hey, you need to chill out, and I'm like, okay, and then 20 minutes later I'm back doing the same thing I was just doing, and not even realizing it. It's just habits of like, oh, they don't hear me, and then they magically come downstairs and scare me
That's
because
good.
because my door isn't making
Pirate
any noise
jump
when it
scare,
opens.
pirate jump scare.
So your
Yeah,
family, you appreciate them because they put up with it, but they also they
yeah.
jump scare you once.
Well, like that's the thing. They keep
They
me
get
on
you
my toes.
back.
My mom keeps me on my toes. She scares me at every chance she gets. There have been some
Jesus,
days where I've almost punched her, and I feel like if I tried to
Oh
punch
my
her, she
goodness.
would slap me.
Jesus
Wow.
fucking Christ, or no wonder you like Five Nights at Freddy's.
It's
I love it.
not even something due to like
But I
me
mean, if you
punching her
startle
out of
somebody,
spite.
you're kind of asking for it, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah,
there's loads of pranks where people startle people and they got their shit
yeah.
rocked. I mean, it's just an automatic response. Like,
I've gotten so close so many times to kicking her, punching her, slapping her.
You'd think you'd
There's
get
some
used to it by now, huh? You know, just unaffected,
no,
completely unaffected, but
like
no.
the thing is I react the same way to everything. If I get something new to Christmas, I'm completely silent, but I'm sitting there with a smile on my face, right? Because I'm like, hey, I got something new.
Oh yeah.
Yay,
It doesn't
happiness.
change.
Cool. Yo, should we come up? What's another like interesting thing we should like take turns discussing? Does anyone have any
X's.
thoughts? Oh,
X's.
for a second
Oh
there, my
no.
brain went the letter of
Oh
the alphabet.
no.
I'm like X's.
Same
Like
here.
what is the letter of the alphabet? And then I connected
Okay.
the dots and I was like, oh,
Oh no.
X like
Oh
X
no.
X people.
Yeah.
Uh,
X-Men?
unfortunately, I cannot participate there. I've never been in a relationship, so
Oh, that's good. Even like
I mean, I
even like
mean,
something online. Not a little e-fling,
okay,
as I like to say,
okay,
e-fling.
wait,
E-fling? What?
okay,
Yeah, like
okay,
an
No,
wait,
electronic
not
fling.
all
Like,
that.
you know, they say e-boy, e-girl, like a e-fling.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah,
e-fling.
the e-fling,
okay,
yeah.
okay,
Kind of
Rage,
e-fling.
I
I
don't,
like that brand name. I'm gonna copyright that, bro.
okay, Rage, I don't think you know where you are. This is a podcast. All of us don't have
You can make up
relationships, so
shit.
I'm
I don't give
completely
it. I don't
unqualified
care.
and we're giving out advice.
You could be like, yes, this is my 300th.
I mean, I've been in a lot of in a lot of relationships, but they're under the label technicality
Hmm.
because
Of course, as always.
So
I
you could say that
understand.
your
See-
relationships have been double trouble.
Hmm. I do have a question. Do y'all think e-flings count as a relationship? I've asked myself this question. I don't have an answer because
no,
it's
they
not
don't.
the
They really
same.
don't.
No.
I personally
Hold
don't
on.
think they
Hold on.
do.
It is
I
of a sorts,
I
but it's
genuinely have
not.
an answer to this.
Not really. I don't know. I'm
Well,
all
I know
ears.
people
My
people
genuine,
like to
my
hold
genuine.
on to the idea that it's a real thing, but it's really not. Like the premise of it is built on lies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And you can never
may I
really
Okay,
know
interrupt?
them without meeting them.
my genuine belief on that particular thing is that it can count, but there are two things that must happen. One, those people actually meet up.
Mhm.
Right.
You like, you know what I mean? Like they actually meet
Mhm.
each other in person. And two, they actually like do the things that like an in-person couple would
Right.
do,
But
but
if you
just digital.
never, I guess our point is, if you never actually meet up, does that count? Because you were just talking. No matter what you could have said.
I mean,
I mean, for example, some people would say Iron Mouth and Sea Dog VA are dating, or the way they go on.
like
I guess the way I kind of think about it is like the friends you go out with in real life, those are your good, solid friends. And then you have the friends online where like you're just playing the Xbox and you know, so and so hops online, you're like, oh, he's a good teammate. Like,
yeah.
You wouldn't say he's not a friend, but he's not like he doesn't know where you live. You know what I'm saying? And you probably don't want him to know where you live.
It's kind of similar to like the whole idea of like having friends from work.
Yeah,
Right?
like coworkers.
It's like you go to work, you have someone at work that's just really good at their job, and you're like, hey, let's team up, right?
yeah,
But then you go home and you don't think about them.
right. Like it's not anything more than that.
Yeah.
May I please talk now?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I've been trying to talk this whole time.
That's yeah.
I
Sorry
know
about
I
that.
cut people off a lot, but Jesus.
No,
What
fine.
I'm trying to say is that people are simply subestimating the internet. I guess there is an argument to be made that yes, at this time, internet flings don't really count. However, they can account fucking games like VR chat, you know? We're
Yeah, that's a whole
entering the
nother
fucking
thing.
yeah, but it is an internet thing. It is still connected to the internet. We're entering the fucking dumb stage of the metaverse and all this shit. And I think that is now people online are more comfortable showing who they are more than they are comfortable showing in real life, which in some cases can lead to terrible events, and in some other cases it can lead to fucking great relationships. I think there's an argument to be made that yeah, sure, maybe even if you don't end up meeting in real life, the feelings those people have are still real,
Mm.
and even though
Yeah,
it's you know
So the
but
feelings
a
that's
are
recent
there,
thing, and
but
it's
they
hard for
don't
us to fully.
last. Is that what you're
yeah.
saying?
You could tie that back to what I was saying. It's built on a premise of lies.
So it's a real
Um,
feeling,
I
but the
would,
actual situation is.
I mean, yes and no. Technically, there's an argument to be made that well, a lot of relationships, even in real life, are built off lies, and they end up lasting
Mhm.
Well, yeah, but you
because
don't have a screen separating you two.
To block you from your lies.
no, but even in real life, a lot of people, they have multiple faces.
Mm.
They end up acting different around you and around others.
Yeah, the way I see
That's
it,
why infidelity is still a thing.
I guess
Well, yeah.
to that effect, the way I see it, like in real life, it's a lot harder to make those lies. And the less lies you have in a relationship, the longer it's going to last, obviously. And when you're online, there's way too many, and you can't possibly uncover, like, because if you don't actually meet them, like, they have no accountability to you. Whereas if you're local and you're like in real life, like you guys, you hang out, you know where each other lives, there's a lot more accountability there. So it's like you actually feel more obligated to them.
It's definitely one of those things where, I trust certain people on Discord more than I would others, right? But at the same time, the people I do trust, I have plans of meeting up within the next couple of years,
Mm.
right?
Right.
So it's like
Yeah.
once we're both of age, or when we're both ready to actually meet, we'd be able to.
You
It
say right
Yeah.
or right.
I mean, I have the
Man's
same
got a
plans
Well,
with
Discord
some
getting
people as
ready to
well.
go. He's like, hey, yo, May
What?
20.
This
He's like,
motherfucker.
February
hold up.
2024. We're
No,
both
no,
City
going to
boy,
be
city
18.
boy.
Come to this
Oh
address
no!
at
Hold
this
up,
Oh
time.
guys.
no!
Man's
No!
like,
You have it,
No!
we'll all
guys.
get
You have it
together
wrong.
on my Discord. Send them the exact
Guys,
same
you'll have
invite.
it wrong. Guys, you'll have it wrong. Aura doesn't have a Discord kitten. He is the Discord kitten.
Exactly, bro.
Damn.
That's what
Oh,
I'm trying to say.
shoot.
That's what I'm trying to
So
say.
he's the
That's what
one
I'm
getting
saying.
invited. All right.
Exactly. That's always how it is. None of my servers ever work out.
Man's got the date burned into his mind. Okay, September 23rd, 2063.
No.
2063 bet, bro. I'm setting that as a event on my calendar, on my phone, bro.
Got it saved in my calendar.
Exactly, bro.
Make sure I have
where else am I
enough
gonna
gas in
fit
the
it at?
car. Get some snacks. Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's
I guess
fun.
that brings me on to another question. Like, how many of y'all have plans to meet up with people you know on Discord?
Oh, no.
I have
Oh,
I
no.
have plans for within the next 2 to 3 years. I want to sort of go traveling, and the thing is, just Discord people wise, there's 3 countries I would like to visit,
Mm.
and that's Canada, Germany, and Russia.
Oh. Well, maybe not Russia this time of year, but yeah.
No.
Maybe in a couple of years.
Russia's currently closed up for the time being, simply because of the current situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like I priced tickets for Germany and for Canada already, so I know more or less how much it would cost me to go there, and I already was speaking to those people about like how much generally it would like I'd have to keep on me for like a weekend or a week-long stay, more or less. But as far as Russia's concerned, like there is no information because all of the flight providers within my country right now have no flights going to Russia. So yeah, I wouldn't, unless I was to be like, hey, how much would it cost to go near Russia and then take a taxi over? And
Yeah,
and that's pretty, and that's going to be pretty difficult to do. Also, like if you just look at having to get the passport and everything sorted, because you're going into one country, so you can take like take a vehicle into another country.
of course.
So and let's face it, I don't know what you guys call it over there. We call it we would go to home affairs. That's
Homophage.
the Department of Home Affairs. Like, let's face it, standing there is the equivalent
Oh,
of
home
standing at the
affairs.
DMV. Yeah, Home Affairs.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
oh, I was
Oh.
so scared.
Oh.
Man,
Thank you for decrypting that.
what a
Howell.
save.
I got you. It took me a second.
Wait. What did you hear? What did you hear?
We heard homophage. I was like, who the fuck is a homophage?
What's the plural?
Is that like a gender? I don't
Is that
know.
the singular form?
Do you mean homophone?
We're going to homophone.
Oh God.
Yeah. So, I'll be honest. I've traveled once in my life. Before, when I went on a pilgrimage, Mecca, all that stuff. I've traveled once, and I'll tell you this: getting that passport sorted was a pain in the ass.
Oh, I know it.
Genuinely, I would sooner go stand in line for my license than go stand in line for my passport.
I feel that. I
So
applied
basically,
back in
you
December
felt
of
like a
last year,
Turkish
and I
man
just
trying
got
to
my
get into the
passport
EU.
yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh.
because if you have your license already, it's just a matter of going in for like
Right.
an eye test, right? By us, once you have your license, you just go in for like a 5-yearly eye test. Like
Yeah.
that's not difficult to do. But to get your passport renewed is it's so much PT.
Mm-hmm.
It's just PT.
Like, I do have plans to meet up with Slate here in a couple of years.
Oh, cool.
That's one of like the main things.
In the future.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, he doesn't live very far away from me. It's like a day's
You're in
drive
Indiana, right?
away. No, I'm in Louisiana.
Oh, okay. Got yo
Here,
location.
where did Indiana come from?
I don't know who. It must have been someone
got him.
else. I got. Now I know where you're not. Crossing out the list. Next podcast, we'll ask him if he's in Texas. We got 51 more states to go.
We'll get him, boys.
We're playing the long con.
I love how absolutely wrong you're like Indiana. Like that's so far off.
Yeah, that is kind of funny. But on that note of like meeting up, like I don't know, I don't currently have any plans to meet up with anyone like that I've met on Discord particularly. But like, bro, if this like podcast magically blows up or some shit, and like we all have enough money, bro, I mean, we'd have to like meet up at some point. Like if this was like a professional thing, like we'd have to like get a building somewhere and like professional equipment.
Of course.
And, like, fly everybody out for like a grand finale or some shit. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
I have a story. Go for it.
I was literally about to say we should like ramp all our money together and just buy a whole trailer park.
The AdviColor trail, the AdviColor park.
I think you.
Welcome to the AdviColor Trailer Trash Show.
Honestly, I don't think it would work out very well. I'd rather do it in a back alley.
Oh,
to be honest, than a trailer park.
Could you imagine we just like bring a bunch of podcasting equipment to like a dark alley? We just plug it into like a wall somewhere. And we're just like, so welcome to the AdviColor podcast. We're here on location in the back alley.
Wait, no, I have an even better. I have an even better
because this is what we could afford. We're actually connected to the McDonald's Wi-Fi right now.
We can only afford the equipment. That's it. Nothing else.
Dude, you know what would be hilarious? We like went to a random McDonald's and just like set up the equipment like connected to the Wi-Fi. Oh, what's the Wi-Fi password? We're gonna do a McDonald's podcast, and there's just like people walking in the back.
Yeah, but I got the story to tell about how I met up with someone. So I was laying in bed. And then I was like, damn, I really need a girlfriend. And what ended up happening was I got a random ping on my Snapchat, and it was just this lady. She was like, "Oh, who are you? Who are you?" I'm going through my contacts list, seeing who's who, and I was like, "Okay." And they were like, "Oh, you look fairly young." I was like, "Yeah, I am." At the time, I was like 16 or 17, and they were like, "Dang, you should date my daughter." I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, what's your grades looking like?" I was like, "Okay." You just handed them off. And I told her my grades. She was like, "Okay, come to this address." I was like, "No,
What?
no,
And you
that's such a bad idea."
are you
But I was like,
And you went?
"Fuck it, you only live once." So I did. I went, and I had a meeting a daughter, super nice lady, and you know, it never clicked.
Oh man. Like
But no,
was it
they were
like
remodeling
scheduled
their
like
house.
was it a random time or did you just like show
Yeah.
up?
I just showed up,
I
and
think that
they were
lady was
they were
trying to pimp
remodeling.
out her own daughter.
She was, but they were remodeling her house, and I fucking helped, and I did not get paid.
Oh, you know what? People that remodel their house do that a lot. Like they move from house to house, and then while they live there, they like fix it, or maybe it was different.
Yeah, and
That's
they
just what I'm
sell it.
assuming. And then they're always like looking for like people to hang out with temporarily. So I
Nah,
don't
but
know.
but I
Maybe-
helped.
No, no,
But
help
it
them.
didn't
I
work
break down
out.
stuff.
Oh,
Double
so
like
you know
it,
what they
like it.
did? Their mom was like, "We need some help. Let me go through my contacts. Oh, I bet I could sell this idea to Double." Like texted you, "Oh, you see my daughter. Daughter pretended not to be interested or wasn't interested." And it's like, "Oh,
Well, she
well, we
was.
need someone to help or some
Dude,
shit."
we were technically dating for 3 days.
For
And
3
then
You were there
days.
for 3
It's
days.
got to
then-
be
and
at
then-
least a month for it to count.
When the remodeling was done, they were just like, "Okay."
Exactly.
it
It
was-
was temporary. Oh man, that's you
I
got
mean,
used, bro.
technically,
Like we need
I
a
mean,
strong individual to help us quick
That's how it
entice
went.
someone over.
Oh, double.
I know this kid. Text him.
I mean,
Double just
Double.
shows up.
Mhm.
Looks
Oh
at daughter.
my
Use your
goodness.
lady parts.
Hold up.
Convince him.
He pulled up.
He rolled a
I mean-
20 natural.
I mean, Double, look at the bright side. You know, you basically had a full life with that woman in dog years.
Do you
I-
think
I
that
guess.
was like a learning experience for you, or did you just not understand like what happened? Hello?
Double.
What?
You there?
Did you hear that at all?
No, sorry.
Oh, what I said was that a learning
I was
experience
snapping
for
my
you?
girlfriend. It was
I
a
bet.
learning experience. I
Or
don't
like,
know.
did you not understand like what went on there?
No, I didn't. I was really confused
Oh
the
my
whole
God.
time.
No idea. Oh man. Well,
I
now
was-
you know. Now you
I was-
know.
man,
I'm
I was
sure
just
you
rolling
know.
with the
You
punches.
know. You know.
I don't. I was
No.
rolling.
You were
with the
just
punches,
bored.
man.
You were just like,
Yeah, why not?
need to hang out. You know what I'm saying? And so took what you got. That's
Hey,
understandable.
If
I took
I
what was
if
given.
if I had a form of transport, that would just be me. I would probably randomly find people.
Bro,
and be
how are you
like,
not
"Hey,
abducted?
But I was
I
confused.
don't-
She pimped out her daughter.
Right? No,
it's-
Like, what
no
the
mother
fuck?
actually will ever do that. You know that, right?
But they did. They were serious.
But they wouldn't do it and mean it. I feel like it would have been. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know.
It was redonkulous.
Maybe people don't. In my experience, people don't think like that unless they're trying to get something from you. But I could be wrong.
I don't think they were. I just happened to help, and then
Well,
bought a big.
I
It's
think
good.
that-
I feel
Oh,
like the
yeah.
moral of the story is, you know, you like to help people out. That's what I would
Moral of
say.
the story is
I-
don't help.
Come and go.
Dude,
All
wait,
right,
I
you
have a
know,
que- I have a
don't put any
question.
effort to it.
I have a quick. Did that family end up being Romanian?
No, they were white people. They were really nice, super inviting.
Oh God, that would have
bet.
made so much sense though.
Oh, they could have eaten me. I realized. All right.
Like, bro, what if they were cannibals? It was like Hannibal Lecter shit. You go
Exactly.
up there, we are having
Dude, they-
friends for dinner. You the friend or some shit.
Yeah, no, wait.
Help me help me clean this oven. Oh, it's still on. Why don't you go in there and shut the door?
Help me clean it. Why
It's like
don't
a
you,
Hansel
you gotta
and
go all the
Gretel
way to the back.
situation.
You gotta go all the way to the back to clean that thing.
Or worse, it's like, can you help us remodel our refrigerator? Yeah, go in there. It's like one of those that locks.
And they just shove them in there and lock them in
Oh
there.
man, bro,
Oh,
you're lucky, bro.
And
You're
they
lucky.
also have like a ridiculously cartoony mustache.
mhm.
They're like,
They
mwahaha.
got like a witch's cauldron. It's like him.
Yeah, it's like a comically large cauldron just chilling.
What's
With a
that? Oh, don't
comically
worry about it.
large
We're just
spoon.
remodeling.
Bro, honestly, that's the best excuse for anything that's just off in your house. Like, oh, don't worry about it, we're remodeling.
Just a dead body in the
Right.
corner. Oh, we're remodeling. It's an art installation.
American Horror Story.
It's
That's
just like
all.
some like mummified body in the corner.
It's left over from a TV set.
Of course, yeah.
Wow.
It's from the coffee table. Don't mind it.
Slightly used.
I have a whole bunch of fucked up relationship stories.
Dude, let's do you have a comical one that has an
Yeah, I
element
do.
of comedy
I actually
to
do.
it?
I
Let's
do.
go for
I
it.
do.
Feel free to share.
So what had happened was, so it was. I think it was like 2 years ago. I dated this girl and from school. It was like my first like actual relationship,
Mm.
and then dude, she kept on telling me stories about how like her parents were like super abusive and that they didn't like her because she was adopted. I was like, okay, that's a reason, I suppose. And but she kept on like adding to. I don't know how to make this comical. Never mind. Never mind.
I
can't-
This isn't
started
funny,
off
bro.
with the least
This-
comical
it wasn't
thing
funny.
It's
ever.
funny to you, but then you say it and it's like, I know.
It was funny to
Well,
me because
mine.
I had the way it played out. Because by the end of the relationship, I was like getting super pissed off. I was really bored. Or not bored. I didn't want to be in the
Uninterested,
relationship
yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
Because I was just sick. I was just done with their shit. It was just anger. Anger. I help her out. Repeat. Anger. I help her out. Repeat. And I was like, okay.
So you were
I was
more
like-
like an emotional dumping therapist. You were a temporary
yeah.
therapist, is what it was, with
But
benefits.
by the time I wanted to break up with her, she was already moved into my house because her parents kicked her out.
No.
In a bit.
How did that go?
Okay.
It was very awkward for a long time. She was only there for like 3 days.
Okay.
Because she ended up like running off to Louisiana, and then now she's in a homeless
Wait,
shelter
what?
in Maine.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
She's
she ran out.
here?
She
Why
had
is
like
she
a.
here? Get her out of here.
She's not there anymore.
It's Aurora's friend. He's like, hey, Aurora.
Oh.
I shouldn't have let him.
But yeah, no. So
Wow.
the situation sort of handled itself.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's good. I guess.
I don't know. That's how things tend to go. For
That
me
could have,
sometimes.
like, I don't know. You have many situations. I feel like they could have gone for worse, but it worked out for you.
They just handled themselves. I don't know what it is.
That's amazing, honestly.
I have
Like-
some sort of aura around me where
It
it's like if
does.
there's a
Like, your
situation
guardian
going on
angel
in my
was
life,
like,
it handles
not
itself.
today, and sent them
Like,
on
I'm
their
like,
way.
oh,
He has
shit.
some sort of aura around you. He's right here.
Yeah.
It's just like sometimes I'm like, oh shit, I have a problem.
Metaphysically.
Fuck, I need to fix that. And then like some days go by where I don't fix the problem, and then it just ends up just going away.
Man, imagine if homework was like that. Oh man, I have so much homework and studying to do, and you just didn't do it, and then you got 100.
Joe,
Bro,
Joe,
I've done
can-
that
What
before
do you know?
on accident.
guys. All right. I'm supposed to be the one that's trying to keep the topic, but you guys keep
Oh, do you have a
talking
topic
over
for
me.
us?
Yes, I was just about to get on this. I was about to say that we're kind of straying off from the original topic. So how about we just go around and we talk about some funny family stories.
Oh
Your
no.
Family Guy.
Quick, guys, change the topic.
My mama dead.
Funny. That's not a funny story, bro.
Oh,
Oh my
Unless
bad.
it is to you, I
This
don't
one-
know.
I got a funny one. All right, fine. I got a funny one. I shat myself when I was in when I was a junior.
I didn't hear about this.
All right. So what
This
had
is
happened
new.
was, so I got this collective buddy. A
course.
lot of the seniors know him. His name is John.
Oh,
And,
man.
well, let's call him John for right now.
It's not the
that's not his
John
real
though, is
name.
it?
Yeah. No. But he has a little brother. Let's call him Dominion. And so
Dominican
I wanted to
Republic.
No, it's Dominion. I wanted
DC for short.
to introduce myself to him. So I figured, hey, I'm a funny guy. I do funny, goofy things sometimes.
no.
Let's
I know where this is going.
I was like, dude, what if I just fart in front of him and he'd be like, oh, okay. And so I was like, all right,
I've
bet.
heard this.
So I walked out. I walked out of the bathroom stall. He was right there, and I was like, bada bing, bada boom. I was like, hey, look. And then I proceeded to absolutely drop an entire turd into my pants.
Oh my goodness.
And he was like, okay.
Too silly and or
Oh
goofy.
man, what a shitty
Okay,
impression.
okay. The
Yeah,
true question
sorry.
is, how old were you when you done this?
Oh, dude, I was a
This
junior
was
in high
last
school.
week, bro.
Nah, dude, this is like a year ago.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. That shit happened.
Man's lived a very interesting life.
Bro, I just do shit. Just
Oh,
half
yeah.
bad, just roll with the
Literally.
punches. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Yeah, but I had to spend the entirety of the last period, and it was with poo poo pants.
It's quite a shitty situation.
It was.
What a shitty first impression.
I told my buddy
Okay,
Alex, I
okay.
was like, "Hey, I shat myself." He's like, "What?" And I
Why
was
would
like, "I
you
shat
tell him?
myself." I told him because he's my friend.
What's he gonna do? Help you shovel it out?
I don't know.
Hey,
He
bro,
laughed.
you gotta. He's like, check this out for me. Does it look bad? Is it obvious?
He laughed with me about it, but I had to ride the bus home with it on, with it like on the
No.
pants.
Pain.
Yeah,
That's
so I had to, so I sat really awkwardly with doo doo pants.
Oh man, that's rough. Bet you did.
Yeah.
Bet you didn't do that again.
Oh, dude, I did it like at least twice again.
You did it again.
How?
Sometimes the lesson
How did it
doesn't
happen
stick the
twice?
first time. Yeah.
How did it happen
You know, sometimes I get excited. I just let one rip sometimes, and sometimes
Shit happens.
little problematic turd nugget comes out.
Literally.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how I shit myself. And my girlfriend's listening. Oh God.
You'd be like, tell me about that time.
The cherry on top.
Oh
right
shit.
there. I'll tell you about that one time.
Damn. Well, you heard it right. I shit myself in front of John's little brother.
Oh,
He didn't. I don't think he knew I shit myself though. I didn't tell him.
Imagine he's listening to the podcast right now. And he just doesn't realize what
He's like,
happened.
hey, yo, I don't remember this. That's not how it happened.
That too would be problematic.
That would be very. Imagine if what's your name from Louisiana was watched.
Ooh.
How problematic would that be?
Oh shit.
Oh, speaking of John.
Hello
The
there.
man, the myth, the legend, Patrick Bateman himself. What the frick? What is going
Yes.
on? Also known as John. Welcome back,
John.
bro. What
Huh.
brings you to the podcast arena?
So late.
Yeah, man,
Saying
it's
why,
like
are you asking why I'm late?
Yeah.
yes.
A woman called me.
For how long?
no.
That's so unfortunate. My
40
condolences.
minutes.
Found a woman.
40
Congratulations.
minutes.
What's up, bro?
Welcome.
Heck yeah. Yeah, we were just
Oh,
talking about
oh.
like relationship shit. Before that, we were talking about like what we appreciate out of our family. So we've had a very productive episode so far.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And-
I talked about how I
And we
shit
got to the
myself.
point where Double talked about shitting himself for the podcast. So we've had a very extensive and wild ride here. Anything you want to bring onto the podcast here that you think would be interesting at this point in time?
Did you know that the FitnessGram Pacer test is
Oh
a
my God.
multi-stage aerobic
Oh,
capacity
yes,
test that
yes.
progressively gets
The
more
FitnessGram
difficult.
Pacer
as
If you're
the-
gonna say it, you at
Multi-stage
least wrap it, bro.
aerobic
Make it
It's
interesting.
a multi-stage aerobic capacity.
There's not much rhyme in the FitnessGram Pacer test.
Yeah,
as a
there is.
multi-stage
Put it
aerobic
in,
capacity
brother.
test.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But what's this about? A woman calling you, like by phone, right? Not just yelling
That
at
doesn't
you.
happen.
Yeah.
He Double's calling bullshit on this, so you better be prepared to back it up.
Yeah,
No
nobody would
comment.
like anybody with a neck that thick.
Some people actually prefer thick necks. So,
Nah, that man's got no
bro,
shoulders.
work those traps. It's easy. You just do
Like,
shoulder raises.
I'm not even going to say anything about this because I have a big neck. Like,
Nah, you seen John's neck, dude? You did practically
yes,
a speed
okay,
bump.
bro, hold up.
When did this
Like-
become a roasting session, bro? What the?
Nah, it's just John's got a really thick. John, turn your camera on. Cut that shit off.
I'll find
John,
it.
let's compare necks. Come on, bro.
Give us the neck.
It's time for you two
Look
to
at the
compare
judges.
sizes.
Look at the neck comparison out. Are you able to flex your neck, by the way? Like
I bet John could.
To me, I can.
I can flex all the individual muscles.
Same.
Like I can flex my trachea and then right and left, whatever muscle that is.
Damn. Does that come with practice?
Not yet.
No, I just always been able to. I
That's,
remember
that's-
I did it at
that's
school
enough.
and someone it's like, have you ever seen that meme? The dude's what is it?
I don't know. I could just move my Adam's
It's like the
apple.
face you make when you're trying not to shit. that face.
Okay. Yeah,
Like you're
yeah,
flexing
oh.
all your muscles, right? But I can just do that. It's easy.
Love that face.
Okay, next
Okay,
comparison.
John,
Look at this man.
not
He's
to-
goated. He's the net goat.
It's
Hold on,
taken a
John.
while for it to.
Hold on,
Nah.
John. Right now, John. No offense, with all the love, right now you look like that one meme with Yellow Diamond from Steven Universe.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never watched
don't
that
either.
show.
I will
He's
have to
saying
show you
you're a
after
glizzy
stream.
gladiator. That's what he's saying.
The neck is so long that I cannot
Check this
even
out right now.
see the end.
That's uncalled for. No, but I don't think it's that weird. I don't know. It just looks like a normal dude.
Nah, you're not. This angle
I think it's
isn't
weird if you have a
complimenting his
really.
neck.
Have you ever seen those like bodybuilders with super skinny freaking necks? I think that's what looks
Yeah.
weird. It's unproportional. They look like There's like this one cartoon. I can't remember what cartoon character it was, but it looks
Bosky?
funky because they're if you're like if you have
Second,
big
I'll
muscles
be
but
back.
your neck is skinny, you look like a child from the neck down.
Is it Johnny Bravo?
I don't
thinking
remember
about,
who it
or-
is, but it might be.
Oh
Just
yeah.
just don't mind
Jamie,
God
pull
in the
that up.
background. He's staring right at me.
How much time we got left?
We have -1 minute and 15 seconds.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That means we've gone over 5 minutes 20 seconds.
Wonderful.
If you
It just means that we've made a lot of good content.
Yeah.
Dude, this was a wild ride. I'm gonna say this was very interesting. I feel like we went over a plethora of topics, from family to funny situations to unpredictable situations to relationships, back to
shitting
shitty
himself.
situations. But
That's not
I
going
thought it
away
was
for a
pretty
while.
fun. So I think now would be a good place to end the podcast. So is there any last words you guys would like to say before we get things closed?
Yeah. Have a good day, or I'll find you.
That's
Yeah.
Slate's thing. Stop it.
No, I'm substitute Slade.
He's a substitute teacher for the day.
He's
Let's get a flex from John over here. Do like a bodybuilder pose. Do like
Come on, do it. Do
Oh,
it.
wait.
Do the
What's
thing.
Do
uh,
it.
Wait, which?
a lat raiser. Oh yeah, double
Oh.
biceps for sure. Hell yeah. This
Yeah.
man looks like
I don't
Iron
know,
Man,
man.
bro.
You can see those pepperoni nips through the shirt.
Is that a lucid mattress?
Look at this dude.
look at
Bro's
this
built-
dude.
What was that? What was that double?
Holy shit, the Riz Lord.
Anyway,
Man, it's literally flexing on everybody right now. All right, that's for our female viewers. There, you get to enjoy that.
Oh, mama.
Wait.
That's our thirst trap for the night. Wait. No.
We need more turns.
Bro,
We
if I
need
turn on
more
my camera
turns.
for 0.2 seconds, I'll be beat.
You have to. Yo, what if we all turn our cameras on and just flex?
All right.
I don't have a pump at all, dude. My arms are
you can
looking
do that.
noodly
You can
today.
do
I have to
that,
get a
John.
pump or I look noodly. It's bad.
Oh,
I don't have a pump right now. I look noodly.
The more I exercise, the less like I look pumped more often, even when I'm not. I think it's just like
Right.
the amount of liquid content that builds up
Yeah.
because your muscles need it to work. But
But
I'm looking frazzled right now.
Frazzle.
Probably
Frazzled.
looking like a deed guy as well. 'Cause
No.
Frizzle dazzled?
Frazzled dazzled.
That's
Yeah.
Frizzled.
All
I don't know
right,
how
but
to do that.
yeah, thanks again for tuning into the AdviColor podcast. We appreciate y'all showing up. Go ahead and say bye, everybody, before we end this.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye.